Let's all go down to Dumas Walker.
Making sure we're live here.
Get a small burger, fry, and a bottle of ski. Bring it on down to my baby and me.
We're live?
We're live. Of course we're live.
We're act like we're live. Drew Franklin with a
I'll go down
Jacob, Brandon, nice people behind us who I can't see because this light is very bright. But we're outside Rupp Arena where Kentucky now controls its own destiny in the BBN Invitational. That guy's excited.
Yeah.
They beat Lipscomb. What was it, 97-68? Was that final? Yes,
right.
97-68 to go up 1-0 in the, didn't mean to get in your way. To go up 1-0 in the BBN Invitational. It was a fun night for the Wildcats. I believe the score was 2-2 for about a minute. And from there, Kentucky took the lead and never looked back, leading the entire game, winning big at halftime, then turning it up in the second half. Jackson Robinson told everybody to shut up that cried about the Duke game. He had a good bounce-back performance with 20 points. 3 other people joined him in double figures. You had Lamont Butler, Kobe Brea, and Otega Owe, Mr. Consistency in the group. Just another fun night for the Wildcats. Spin around one more time, Stephen. Get some of this enthusiasm.
Look at this crowd. This is beautiful.
Fired up. People are fired up about the BBN Invitational, Jack Pilgrim. How are you feeling?
You know what? I'm fired about them. The crowd was unbelievable. BBN made a statement after, some opposing rivals were begging fans to show up to games and give tickets away for free via Planet Fitness. No ticket giveaways tonight, but BBN showed up. It was an awesome performance. Your number one concern was how long was the Duke win going to linger? Would they be able to move past that and just execute the way they're capable of doing? They led the entire time. It was never close. Kentucky cruises, led as many as 40 points, finished out with a 29-point win. That's how you handle business to get started with the BBN Invitational, Drew.
Steven tells me my mic's not on. I thought I nailed that
You
intro.
sound great
my
here.
mic wasn't even
I
on.
think you sound great.
Nobody heard it. Who knows what's going on? We're just happy. They're not rock fights anymore in the early season. They're blowouts just like God intended. Zach, I want to go to you because we always have to rush you off to get to Mark Pope. We don't want you late for a discussion with Coach. It's very important to our postgame coverage. But you brag about how much fun you had tonight. You have the floor.
Okay, well, let's see here. Lipscomb shot 5 of 29 from 3. UK took that away early and often. It was one of those situations where Lipscomb was maybe due for a big shooting night. That never came. Kentucky did a great job on defense. I think they were 2 of 19 from 3 to start. There goes some Lipscomb balls.
Go Belmont! Go Belmont!
That's an odd flex to do after your team just got beaten by 39 points on the road. But hey, whatever, they can have their moment. Yes, Lipscomb did not shoot the 3 well at all. Kentucky did a great job there. They ended up shooting themselves almost 50%. The stat that showed up at the very end that I was surprised about, first time in program history that they've made 10-plus threes in 4 games to open the season. That's a lot.
That's fun. I'd say we should get used to that.
I'd say we should get used to that as well, absolutely. So, yeah, we had 4 double-digit scores like Drew said. Amari Williams got his 19.5 player prop as well. Down there at the very end. What else happened? Let's see. Their best player, Ogzenovich?
Yeah, he's
something
got
along those lines.
His last name.
Had 8 points, 3 for 9 shooting in the first half. Kentucky made it a point to lock him up early and often. He ended up doing well in the second half, but it didn't really matter at that point because Kentucky was cruising. Colin Chandler came in at the second half, had some nice moments, some nice pops from him. Kobe Brea, just whenever he's shooting the ball, don't even expect it to hit the rim at this point because he was 3 for 3 tonight, and I don't think any of them hit the rim. Just a great performance all around. Jackson, like you mentioned, bounced back. 20 points from him tonight. He was kind of doing it consistently all night long, which is something we talked about in the pregame walk over here.
Are we allowed to get a Go Cats from Maria Montgomery? Can we get a Go Cats over there?
Absolutely.
She's always saying Go Cats.
So I can get out of here.
Yeah, here. Can you jump in? We're going to shove a mic in your face.
Please, yeah. Can you count us in? 5, 6, 7, 8, preferably. Okay, got it. Ready, yeah. We're ready. C-A-T-S, cats. Woo!
Beautiful.
Good to see Maria and her sister out here after the game. We're going to break it down over here. I'm sure they had as much fun as everyone else. Zach's going to talk to Mark Pope. Jack, we'll pick back up where we left off. Just start at the beginning. Otega Owe. Something about him with getting an early start. He scored 5 straight points, got a rebound, a steal. Unfortunately, the 2 fouls got him early in the first half. He had to come out. But it seems every game, first one right away with the energy and the production has been Otegoweh.
I just love how he gets this twinkle in his eye where it says, that guy can't guard me. I'm going to go attack. I'm going to get downhill. I'm going to score on him over and over and over again. He did it so efficiently, too. Knocks down that quick three and just gets downhill, just keeps scoring over and over again. Lamont Butler, very similar way, scoring very, very efficiently. That's what you want when you're physically overmatching an opponent the way Kentucky clearly does with the size. You want to be able to kind of keep attacking and just kind of chip away and extend that lead. And Otega's the perfect guy. He's so much better than I ever gave him credit for. I had high expectations for him as a good, sleeper pick kind of guy. He's one of Kentucky's best players, man. He's so consistent, and just watching him is an absolute joy. He does everything the right way.
Jacob, you look like you're enjoying the elements out here. We wear our coats in Kentucky, but
yeah.
Were you having as much fun as everyone else? You're still fairly new to the beat, not your first year, but, these exhibition blowouts, we're not used to them being as consistent as they've been so far this year through four games.
You talked about me being new to the beat. When I started on this beat, all I hear is teams shoot so much better when they're at Rupp Arena against Kentucky. And I kept saying a lot of that is because of the defense. It's not just teams don't just shoot better when they're contested shots, and Kentucky was contesting a lot of shots out there tonight, and it mattered because I know Lipscomb started the game 0 for 13, 0 for 14 from 3, and they just locked them down from 3, so it was just really nice to see that an emphasis on making sure teams aren't hitting threes.
Brandon, you did a big part of the scout for KentuckySportsRadio.com, as you do. Check them out on KSR Plus, scouting out these other teams. You know what Lipscomb is bringing to the table. They got a great score in Ognievich. No disrespect to him, just a tough one to say. How is Kentucky able to just slow him down when he's been so productive through 5 games for them?
Yeah, I thought you saw Kentucky do a really good job on him, just in terms of being able to stay between him and the basket while still taking him away from 3. That was something we talked about on the walk over here, that when you're guarding a Princeton offense, you want your guy to have the ball. And that can kind of be counterintuitive. Like a lot of times, especially a team with shooters, you kind of want to take them away, don't want to let them get a catch. But to not give up those back cuts, like Coach Pope talked about at halftime, you have to want your guy to have the ball. And they did a really good job of closing out to Ognievich and really all their shooters. Like, there were times when they were, 1 for 19 or whatever. Yeah, there was a couple, we stayed a little too long on the ball screen or whatever, but for the most part, we were contesting the crap out of really good shooters, and then we were letting bad shooters shoot, which is something I've talked about a lot in scouting reports over the years. So I thought it was a very good attention to detail, kind of know your personnel scouting report execution by Kentucky.
Love you too. You stay very level-headed. I'm an overreactor. I'm not saying 40-0, but 39-1 I can be talked into. What have you? I mean, they've been blowouts so far. You beat Duke. It's all been so good. But what would you say to someone like me who might need to calm down just a little bit? Or are we right in being this excited for 4 games so far?
I don't think there's anything wrong with being excited because, and this is something I've said in many different platforms. Like I think there was a spectrum of what people thought going into the season. Some people were all gung ho. Some people needed to kind of be proven on the court. No matter where you were in that spectrum, you have to be further along than you were 2 to 3 weeks ago. Like, there's just no way you can't be super excited. Like, that's an NCAA tournament team that we just beat tonight. Like, Lipscomb's probably going to win the A-Sun and go to the NCAA tournament and be a 15 or 16 seed, and it was a 40-point game with 3 minutes to go. Like, you should be excited about that. There's nothing wrong with letting yourself get a little hyped up here earlier in the season.
If I can be negative for one moment in all this positivity, Kentucky had 97 points. Trent Noah, everyone's boy, nothing against Trent Noah. He gets a 3 to get him to 100, and it doesn't fall. I wanted that 100 so bad. I'm getting greedy, Jack. I want 100 every game. They've done it so many times. And also, they're at 50% from 3. It brought them down to 48. If he had just made that 3-pointer to get to 100 even, this place would have gone nuts. There were kids sitting around us counting to 100. I didn't see that number for a long time, but now it's becoming a little bit of a regular thing here early in the season. I just wanted Trent to have it so bad. But Travis Perry, he went 1 for 3 from the field, missed his first 2, then got a jumper to go. Colin Chandler played some good minutes. He still looks like he needs to get a little acclimated to the game, but hell, when you're up by 30, put the boys in and have fun. Hopefully, Jack, there's no complaints about Perry and Noah not playing much in this game, but they did get in. We know Kentucky likes to see those boys. Did you have any other takeaways before we hand it off to Pope inside?
I did, and I saw it on my way over here. Jackson Robinson was interviewed on TV afterward and apologized for his body language against Duke, said that he thought he let his team down. So I got to love the response, Coach Pope did a really good job with the coach speak, raving about his defensive effort, only allowing 2 points, and just kind of dug in individual moments against Duke. The way he responded again offensively tonight and kind of was a team leader, really trying to be more vocal and be more of a positive presence around his teammates. You got to love that. It's the little things. When you win in the fashion that Kentucky did tonight, it's all about the little things. And hearing that from Jackson Robinson is exactly what you want to see. Putting some of that blame on his back and kind of moving forward with a big positive bounce back performance.
A few more fun notes from the scene. We had another honorary Y. Jim Andrews, 3-time SEC champ, two-time All-SEC player from 70 to 73-ish. Good to see him. We had a proposal. Ryan proposed to Adrian, I believe you pronounce it. I'm reading off the big screen. Might have taken her a little moment to get that yes, but there was a yes. Hope we're all good there. We didn't have sound, but we got a thumbs up. They hugged. She showed off the ring. So that was pretty cool. I'm excited to get home. Travis Ford was on the microphone calling the broadcast for the first time. If you're watching at home, you probably watched the game at home, so you've already seen it, but I'm excited to hear how a Madisonville guy did beside Andrew Kappas. You saw there was a lot of Lipscomb fan here. That wasn't unique to the Rapid Reaction. They had quite the crowd. They were sitting with us up there in the stands. Very rowdy, those Lipscomb folk. It wasn't just here. They were booing Kentucky during warm-ups. They came in strong.
They were so cute. They were so proud, and there was like 8 minutes left in the game. They said, guys, it's not over yet. And we're like, aw, I mean, it is. You're down 40 points, but we appreciate the effort. They did have, in a very similar position, another Power 5 school. They had it at 4 points in that exact same moment a couple weeks ago. So, I understand their optimism, just not quite there.
Yeah, well, we won't talk about the chicken factory now. We will sign off here from Rupp Arena, where Kentucky is 1-0 in the BBN Invitational, moving on to Jackson State on Friday, still controlling their own destiny. Then the following Tuesday, they can settle it all with Western Kentucky here. The biggest tournament you didn't know was going. They're fired up for the BBN Invitational. I think we'll just leave with that crowd pop for Drew, Jack, Zack inside, Jacob, Brandon. We got people singing "Away, take my breath away." That's enough for us. Good night.